Jesus.
I mean, there's wasn't much to load on this particular map.
Yep, there we go. I'm all the way in now.
Everything
Also,
is a
recording has
ball.
started.
Okay. I don't even think your characters aren't even on this map. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, whatever. I don't care. You're
Yeah,
in there. You're having a nap.
Yeah, they
Big
were
deal.
in the bedroom.
They were, but they're not anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. This is fine. This is fine. You're not staying in this room for very long.
Hopefully.
That said, who doesn't have an inspiration point?
I think all of us are missing an inspiration point. We burned the ball.
Oh,
during
that's
that
true,
fight.
you guys. I did absolutely make you burn that shit.
Yeah,
I still have mine.
Didn't care.
yeah.
I still have mine.
Okay, so Mel has Watuki. Can you give us a recap?
Sure, it's pretty short because it was mostly combat, but
Big Fran is hurt again, but we continue to fight. Me with my words and arrows, Susan with her magic, Beltol with his hammer, Belkin with his sword, Lordla with her stick, and the assistance of Big Friend and the dwarves. We massacre the remaining orcs and goblins, cleaving their armor and decimating their ranks, but Big Friend is mortally wounded. Big Friend falls, but we avenge his death and finish off the rest of the enemies in the area. We head to the dwarven outpost, gain entry, and rest.
Beautiful. Yeah, take your inspiration point and go.
Yay!
And we didn't have enough time to finish the group roleplay thing, but Susan and Fanula have a conversation for a while. Susan still has her big chest, and grouses something about not being able to go to her room, and ends up sleeping the night on one of the provided beds.
after Fanula rests and gets to level 4, I think I have knock now. Let me double check.
I do believe you said you took that skill or spell.
I took it. I cast knock.
Okay, the following morning, then I'm guessing Fanula wakes up Susan, or did you just sneak over to find out for herself?
Yeah, I'll show it till everyone's up.
Okay, so Susan watches curiously as Fanula does the little knock, and very curiously takes the chains off, moves the chest away from the beds, and very cautiously flicks the latch open, standing behind the chest as she slowly cracks it open, afraid that it might still be trapped.
Okay, so yeah, you guys can definitely see that. So as you're doing this, like, there's a couple dwarves in the room with you, because obviously this is like the dwarven this is a dwarven watchtower, and there's a few dwarves still left.
Yeah, so the chest is like over here-ish.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep. So there's dwarves watching you, and they're just sitting there, you know, kind of leaning, you know, resting and keeping an eye on you as you guys open this chest. Because I don't know if you failed to realize that's a dwarven chest from upstairs.
Yeah.
They're watching you.
We'll play Legend of Zelda opening chest music.
Totally forgot it was a dwarven chest. We could have just asked them to open it. Oh well.
As you open it, the inside of the chest is this gleaming, kind of glittery gold, and you can see like this bright, warm light coming from it, and as you're cracking it open, you're super excited. Oh man, this is gonna be good. There's gonna be so much gold in this. And as you open it, like, the light spell inside the chest dissipates, and you're stuck looking at an empty chest with what looks like an ingot of lead in it that has carved in it, "Ha ha, fooled you, dumb orcs."
Fanula just falls over laughing.
Susan's ears completely go flat as, against her head, and she rolls her eyes and goes, "Typical."
And the dwarves in the room are just dying of laughter from this, that you guys spent so much to get this open and carry it downstairs.
I knew we should have left that chest behind, but no.
Oh, we would have been bugging you about it the whole time. Oh, should have gotten that chest. So much good stuff inside of it.
How
Susan
close
pick-
are? Oh, okay.
Go ahead, you first.
I was just gonna ask, how close is everyone to Vulcan's bed? Because he's still sleeping.
I mean, technically, the beds are all right together, so you would hear this laughter and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I was also asking because he's sleeping with his shirt off.
Okay.
La-di-da.
I would like perception checks from everyone that isn't Vulcan then.
Beltal's busy just reading his book on the bed, not really
Yeah.
paying attention. He's got
Man.
that
And
big
it-
old tome.
Good man.
So yeah, if anyone wants to take a look, go for it. Don't have to, but
Don't have to, but we're gonna roll anyways.
Flat 10.
okay.
Also, I'll just finish with Susan looks at it. Is it an actual standard lead ingot?
Yeah.
How heavy is the ingot? I'm literally looking at how much weight Susan can carry, because she would have uses for lead.
Okay.
Even if it's just simply using it as a thrown weapon. Or poisoning water.
So a lead ingot is going to weigh basically the entire weight of that chest was that ingot.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the weight of the chest either.
There was a reason why you were struggling to carry it.
That is heavy.
Yeah, very.
I do
heavy.
know it's quite heavy. I think it's even heavier than gold, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's also an ingot from the dwarves, which means it was meant to be worked into something bigger.
Yeah.
So it's not like a small handheld thing. It is an ingot.
Oh, so this is like a car battery sized ingot.
Yeah, this is not like some little thing. This is an
Yeah.
it's a brick.
Oh yeah.
Do.
So who actually passed their perception?
So as far as Susan and Lordlaw are concerned, they see like a little glance of like a tattoo on your back, but they actually don't recognize it at all. They just oh, he's got a tattoo on his back, some markings on his back. Cool. Whatever. Fanula, however, takes one look at it and goes, "Huh. I am sending this directly to you so that it's..."
Do you have the picture of the tattoo that I sent you?
I don't. I'm just telling her what it's of.
Oh, okay. Because I can send her.
You can do that as send it to me and I can send it, or you can send it directly to her.
I'll send it to you because you're the DM and you should probably see it.
Yeah, probably.
It's going on my notes either way, so.
Come to think of it, for you to break down a lead ingot to a low enough amount to be used to make poison, you need like special grinding tools, don't you?
Yeah.
In that case, Susan takes the lead ingot out of the chest, places it in the like decent spot in the room, and says, "Well, I'm sure that any of you dwarfs could make use of this for something," and just leaves it there. And as for the chest, she just puts it aside with the plan to potentially take that with her later, like the empty chest. She does, however, add the chains and lock to her inventory.
Okay.
Like she sticks it in her backpack. Is this heavy chain or standard chain?
It's heavy chain.
Did you get the picture, Chinona?
I did.
Okay. It's
And
just poisoned all over his back.
Yeah.
this was a dwarven lock, right?
Yes.
And I'll mention no key.
Here.
Thank you. If the chains gave her this much trouble opening a chest, those chains will probably give somebody just as much trouble trying to open a door.
There we go. Fanula now has the info.
Oh boy.
Cue Fanula's reaction, if any.
So yeah, as you're doing that, that's the dwarves kind of, wave at you as you suggest that they're gonna use the lead ingot for anything. The dwarf that you did save, however, does come up to you, and he, like, once you've rested, he's got some questions for you. Basically, he's trying to find out if there are more orcs outside.
Susan will turn to him. Well, as far as we're aware, we cleared out all the ones on our way in. We came from above ground, after all. But there were unexplored sections that we haven't really checked very thoroughly.
The dwarf looks at you a bit strange. He's like, "That's not what I asked. Are there armies outside still?"
Lordla goes and peeks outside.
Okay, I need understanding here. Like, we walked to the
Outside
fort.
the room.
No, not outside the room.
Outside,
Outside!
outside, the Skylands. The
Oh.
The
sky.
Skylands.
The
The
Skylands.
place
Okay,
with no ceilings.
gotcha.
Place
All
where
right.
you'll just fall up into the sky.
The dwarves are just looking at you all like you're fucking dumb.
Vulcan's
Well, I'm
just
talking
still
about
kinda
OC here,
groggy.
but
I'm trying
No.
to find my something too out of character here. Damn it.
then say it in character.
I'm actually a little worried. Do the dwarves see my tattoo?
After
The dwarf.
somebody,
No.
because that was all
Oh.
OC, somebody makes the correction. Susan basically bops herself in the head with her palm and goes, "Oh, right. Well, there are orcs above ground, but no armies. They're just few and far between, just like any other race." It has been
The dwarf.
potentially a millennia or so since this has happened.
The dwarf frowns at this. He's like, like as if he's trying to do the math. Because as far as he's aware, time has not stopped. Like he
We
doesn't
did tell
know.
him during the walk that it's about
That's
the time
true.
freeze.
You did, and he is still confused about this because, quite frankly, dwarves don't live for a millennia.
Oh yeah.
He's sitting there like,
Susan pauses for a couple of moments and then goes, "For example, for the entrance that we came through, just about, say about 7 or 8 miles, there's a town that's mostly full of humans and elves."
the dwarf looks, frowns. He's like, so no orcs out, no army.
No armies, and she actually produces the Zazaspar, the bronze seal of the mayor, just so that he can see the symbol of the mayor's face on it, saying, "See, this came from the town that is nearest here."
The dwarf nods. He's like, well, that is good news. That is good news.
Voken is putting his stuff on, just sort of paranoid, sort of glances at Fanula.
I just need to.
Meanwhile, Fanula starts counting the rafters in the ceiling, trying to look away.
No, I'm just waiting on a response from Shinona, and then I'll get my response to the tattoo.
I'm trying to find something from my character history. It's like, oh no, I lost it.
For a basic knowledge history, has there been any significant wars in this area for as far as like normal person's sense of time? Like within the last like 5 or 6 generations?
I mean, there have been orc skirmishes. Like, there are orc war bands that occasionally will come through. That's fairly normal, but nothing's absolutely devastating.
In that case, she'll make mention about that there are occasional war bands, and like the orcs are far from extinct, but they're not really considered a major problem, at least as long as the cities are decently fortified.
So the dwarf, you know, this is the dwarf you'd saved. He goes and he talks to some of the other men or the other dwarves and lets them know what you've said, and you can see that they're kind of shocked at this and kind of excited that for the most part, you catch a few things just because you guys are, you know, they're not really trying to hide what they're talking about.
Oh, actually, before you go too far, this fellow we've only been able to talk to using the tongue spell.
That's true.
Oh, I can cast it again and just keep translating.
Well, they can always cast it for us too, you know.
Yeah.
I can? Oh.
No, they can probably have someone magic around that can do tongues on their behalf.
Before I cast it, then I'll point to my tongue and sort of make like a shrug motion, and then point to everybody else.
They might have the magician among them, just like the adventurers don't have to be the one using the tongue spell every time.
Yeah, we can just say that he had someone cast it on him.
Okay, just don't want to derail you, but I was like, oh, right. I mean, language barrier.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Just real quick, though, in regards to the death glare, Fanula is giving Voken. Voken just sort of quickly glances down and grimaces.
Passive perception. Do I catch that the two of these are giving each other glares?
Well, Voken's not glaring. He just immediately looks away and grimaces almost just extremely shamefully.
Okay, I'm guessing she wouldn't notice because if only Fanula's glaring and Susan's busy talking to the dwarf, she wouldn't notice.
Yeah, you're not going to notice that. It's just there's nothing big happening, so no, you wouldn't notice that.
Yeah, I'm just putting my shit back on now, very quickly.
Fun
notes yet?
So, basically, at this point, they're basically saying that, well, if they can keep fighting through, you know, Starfall or city, they can at least clear out the orcs from the city and maybe muster, you know, however many dwarves have survived.
Susan nods once given that explanation. Honestly, we still thought of this place as a legend. The only one of us that even knows any decent amount of details is the Dragonborn over there, which she gestures over her shoulder. This place has been missing for so long. It's a half-forgotten legend and tale.
The dwarf looks at, you know, kind of looks at you and goes, well, we will remind the world when we have a chance of Starfall Keep.
Susan gives a bit of a nod with a little bit of enthusiasm to it, and kind of looks at the rest of the party and back to the dwarf and goes, "So, what do you think we should try doing next here?"
Leave.
Leave. Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure. To be honest, I would not like to stay around too long. This place is feeling rather claustrophobic, as it were.
Beltold just holds up his warhammer, bellhammer.
Well,
I hope that's pretty obvious.
Just
I
want to
think
hit
that
things.
counts as a couple votes for us staying for the fight.
Vulcan wants to get the fuck out.
And one angry dragonborn.
Not angry. He's just scared. He's
I mean-
just a coward.
I would say, Lord does it. I will help. We should help, but at the same time, we shouldn't linger too long. Who knows what?
I would like to get back to the surface, but I don't want to leave them alone.
From what I heard from the elves, this was a pretty big deal. If we leave now, there might be worse circumstances coming to the surface, and with or without us.
Beltold points to you, points to Susan, nodding.
One way or another, this fight has become ours.
And then we will help as best we can.
The dwarf nods at this. It's like, your help will be most welcome.
Did you find the notes yet for the mace?
Oh. No, I'm
You're waiting for the mace.
I just imagine Vulcan
Literally
like
at-
holding the mace to his chest, cuddling it like a plush toy.
I mean,
honestly at
Thug
this
Life
point,
was doing that.
Murmuring in his sleep, Macy.
Yeah, it's his.
okay, give me just a
Oh.
second. Because I've been having to do this other stuff, so give me just a second. I'm gonna go find my mace. Because I did have it.
Is this, out of curiosity, is this the mace we were sent to look for from the dying elf, or is this just a mace we found?
I think this is the one we found in the well.
This is the one you found in the well.
With my luck, it'll be a cursed
quoting the
mace.
elf. Yeah, if you guys consistently push the go, Beltold's gonna have more to say.
Yeah.
Gasp.
By the way, making it an assumption that last night before we went to bed, Susan offered to use predecitation on everybody to get all the blood off of everyone.
Yeah, probably would have taken that up.
Much appreciated.
Very much appreciated.
I'm guessing at this point we have full restored spells, so
Yes,
We
you
had our
are
long
you
rest.
are fully restored and everything. Yeah.
Which reminds me, I need to go and flip these over. Boop, boop.
Okay, so I want do the fucking long ass search. Why is it sending me? And I don't want that compendium.
yeah, I had to spend a few minutes looking up some things.
There we go.
Presumably, this world still has deities, gods, and deities in it, right? That's
Oh,
like, still typical.
This is
Forgotten
this
realms.
is Faerun. Faerun, yeah.
Vulcan's just, he's an atheist in a world where gods and other deities are, they're
They can-
known to exist. And so he's well aware that they exist. He just doesn't believe they deserve the worship that they get.
Yeah, where deities can literally visit you for tea.
Yeah,
Hey.
he just doesn't see the big
Well,
hype.
Well, that's the thing, and it in a world where gods actually exist, there's still no reason that you have to worship them.
Yeah, he just sees it as a big scam.
Yeah, under my
Meanwhile, there's a
god
paladin next to
section.
him that just has to believe hard enough to do spells. That's
He's
all he
been-
has to do,
He's been
technically.
he's been screwed over by deities before, so he has good reason to not trust them.
Well, technically, in 5th edition, paladins functioned more by their oaths rather than a cleric belief.
Yeah, they more or less just believe hard enough and it works. So
Just don't fuck up your oath, and you'll be fine.
Pretty much.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Which is one reason I can't quite leave. Sorry, something stuck in the throat.
Now I'm just trying to think of D&D Modern, where paladins are those people that do those like 11 p.m. Infomercials where they're selling you vitamins.
No,
Right.
they might be influencers. Just like the more followers they have, the more powerful spell they have.
Yes, clerics would be the commercial guys. Paladins would be the
Influencers. If they break their oath, they lose their followers and their power.
influencers, and also the people that go and do the thing the things people shouldn't be doing, but they're influenced by the clerics.
Okay, I found what I want, and I remember what I did. I'd homebrewed it a little bit, so you're gonna have to give me a moment. I'm gonna like actually finish typing this up.
No worries.
Okay.
Sorry to derail like that. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, especially if you need to use it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if it's stronger than the longsword I'm using, I mean...
I don't think she wanted to roll that thing online because it seems they gave me a +2 Warhammer at like level 2.
No.
That's like a pretty fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Give me just a second.
Again, with my luck, it's going to be a cursed mace.
Hmm.
I should stop saying these things out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
In my other game that
Please
I'm
stop giving the DM ideas.
in the other game that I'm in, my
Fine,
Null-Tiefling
no ideas for the DM. Wait until she's gone.
my Null-Tiefling rogue picked up a cursed dagger because my friend was upset with me that I picked a subclass that deals with death magic. So they gave me a cursed dagger that basically keeps telling me that, you know, why would you need any other weapon when this is clearly the best dagger in the world? You don't need any other weapon. This is the only dagger that's right for you. No other weapon will do. Why would you go and loot that dagger or sword or anything over there when you have this beautiful dagger right here? And I can't bring myself to part with it, and I'm always muttering to it and staring at it. So it's basically the One Ring, and I'm now Gollum.
Over clingy boyfriend dagger.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, and I've been trying to get it through to my friends that, guys, he still has kleptomania. Like he's still gonna want to take shit, even if he's not gonna use it. He's still gonna want to take these other weapons, if not just to sell them. But they can't seem to understand that because in their minds it's, well, why would you bother though when you have this dagger? Okay, but he's what? So yeah.
Well,
Like
while
there's a
Shinoda's
language barrier.
going over this, did we want any character cross interactions in the room?
Yeah,
since we
go
all
for
woke
it.
up?
Yeah. Belto's still a little bit reading his book. I finally found the goddamn symbol I wanted to say on there. If anyone wants to look, it's now going to be a. Let's see if I can get a direct link to it. The image link.
Vulcan's
Don't
gonna
break.
try and,
There.
forget the death glare that Fanula has been shooting
He's
at him.
reading a big tome that he's had attached to his back. It's that icon's on the front of it. He's just reading it.
Ooh.
So it's a
even
tome
know
with that
base-
eye symbol?
Yeah. It is the symbol of Helm. The deity of Helm.
I highly doubt my character will figure that one out. Let's see.
As I understand from the wiki, it should be a mildly common god.
I'm not even sure which role that would count as.
I'm pretty sure there would be a religion roll.
Right. Religion. I got a 2 for that. Okay. Let's see.
I would think, anyways.
Knowledge religion. Yeah,
Oh,
Susan has no
I hit
idea.
the wrong button. Do not read yet. We're not done
Okay.
yet. We're not done yet.
We're not done what?
She's sending me the info for the dwarven mace, but
It's
yeah.
cursed.
I haven't read it yet. No spoilers.
I rolled a 5, so I'm just going to go under the assumption here for Shinona. Susan sees the book
There you go. Now you
Beltol's
can read it.
reading, and she kind of just gestures at the symbol, and she just hazards a guess. Is that the symbol of your patron or your god?
Beltol chimes in a positive tone.
She stares at it for a long few moments and says, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize that one."
See, there's. Oh god, what are you finding out? Beltol imitating another voice who's calling something, but not like booming loud, just like loudly enough for the room to hear. The guy.
I think I remembered to take everything weird off of it.
Try to find anything about what the heck they would actually say. I'm gonna just have to improv what the fuck the Church of Helm actually says. All things welcome and protection under the roof of Helm, the deity of deity Helm.
Susan kind of does a bit of a thing where she pulls her head back a little bit because she still gets a little bit weirded out that the bird can do that. But after Beltol finishes, she goes, "Helm or hell or that." Now I forget helm
like
or helm.
Literally the word helm, like a helmet.
Helm, like a helmet. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it took me a
so
minute
she goes,
too.
"Helm. Okay, I got it. I'm hoping that that's a good god."
Beltol nods and just continues reading the book. Under his breath, you can sort of hear some what the heck is it called when they're singing in church? Whatever that's called.
Chanting?
Hymn?
Hymn. Let's go with him.
Hymn.
Imitating a hymn. Very
Susan
softly.
does lean over. What character set is the book written in? Does she recognize the language?
I have no idea. Let's go with common, seeing as that's like one of the two languages he knows.
It's written in Braille.
It's written in Braille. Susan tries to read one page. Looks like she just gets a headache from it, and just lets Beltol read in peace.
Oh god, this mace is gonna be just the bane of Vulcan's existence.
Oh no! Really? This mace that you're freaking out over?
It's cursed. It just goes against his atheism.
It does. It absolutely fucking does.
You have a god mace.
So the mace he's obsessing over just is like an anti-him.
Can I tell you, Janona?
Oh, absolutely. You can tell them whatever you want, but at this point, you have attuned to it. So, you're gonna have to make saving rolls to try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Tell us in character.
I'll use it definitely, but like.
Tell us in character. Don't tell us out of character. I want to find out from in character what it is.
He wakes up. Fuck.
Is there a voice in my head?
Yes, there is. You hear this deep, gravelly voice going, "Wake up, child. There are enemies to be slain in my city."
That's a
Fuck,
dwarven.
I should have glanced
That's a
at the
dwarven
mace. I'm
god.
just like, fuck me.
That's a dwarven god, isn't it?
Figured out what this mace is for.
Would you say that out loud? The mace is for?
I figured out what the mace is for. It's hard for my mic to pick up how it sounds because these voices raspy.
Belter turns his head toward you, just like makes a swinging motion with the sound of thunk of a head being squished in.
Yes,
sort of.
technically.
Technically speaking, yes. It's talking to me.
Belter shakes his
Doesn't
mace.
sound
That
good.
rings. It's like it does not sound like a problem because mace talks too. It rings.
Susan just puts one hand over top of her amulet, like over her chest, while sort of rolling her eyes and going, "Oh, a talking magical item, huh?"
It's telling me to fight glorious combat to Moradin.
Susan kind of does a bit of a head tilt, and assuming that our dwarven friend is still here, she casts a glance in his direction, considering that she knows where the artifact was found from.
The dwarf absolutely fucking head turned towards Vulcan as he's talking about this.
Vulcan
like-
just got the most hate-fueled scowl on his face.
So
And
who's
he-
Moradin?
Moradin is a well-known dwarven god. He is like the all-father of dwarves. He is like the top fucking tier of the dwarven gods. Like the dwarf is like just looking at you wide-eyed and goes, "The mace,
What was the god's name?
Moradin.
Moradin." And he's like, you hear him mutter about the mithril crown mace. You know, you guys don't know what this thing is, but like the dwarves hear this and they are coming and looking and they're just like, they are just in awe of this because as far as they knew, that mace was not hidden up there.
Yes. Yeah,
Which so at this point, they are very certain that Moradin has chosen you as his champion.
Susan is basically turning her head as her eyes dart around from dwarf to dwarf to dwarf to dwarf, while also going back and forth between the Dragonborn. And he doesn't even need to roll for this. Vulcan can see an impish grin starting to creep across Susan's face.
Yeah, he's snarling at you.
Belto only offers a praise in the sound of a hymn of praising him. Another god coming to slay, protect. That's glorious.
Man, I wonder how much of a taboo it would be if the dwarves saw the tattoo on his back.
I mean, I feel like at this point,
They don't
Mord-
care.
Moradin chose you. Yeah, you're
Clearly,
fucked.
there's something special about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said what. Almost said too much.
So you thought that you were gonna get fucked up. I fucked you up.
Fucked me up
Oh, no.
differently, and I'm not surprised, but I'm a little surprised, and I'm happy and ecstatic about this. My character, on the other hand, is livid, hateful, scornful, and just not in the best of moods right now.
And,
So,
I roll
with-
a religion real quick.
Sure.
I get plush.
While Vulcan is angry and Susan still has that impish grin on her face, she says ecstatically in like this very like condescending yet like friendly tone, like giving that mixed vibe, going, "So I see you got yourself your own patron."
I spit on the ground. Your direction. And then
Susan just keeps her impish grin and just keeps smiling at him.
Vanula's still giving off her Irikoa vibes.
So I'm curious, is that little drawing in the group RP the look she's giving?
That is the death glare, yes.
It's so cute. I just want a squishy little squishy cheek.
The artist I commissioned to do the portrait of her drew like a bunch of little images to sort of get a feel for her, and that was one of the ones that she made.
Cute little death glare.
I'm still trying to read the actual like stats for the mace itself. So the bonus to attack and damage. Okay.
Ooh, that's always good. Bonuses.
Well, it's got a +2 to attack and damage rolls. It says the weapon's bonus to attack and damage roll.
Seeing if
Oh, sorry. I see now. Sorry, I didn't finish reading that sentence.
Yeah.
Got it. That's only if okay. So that's only if I speak the command word.
Mm-hmm.
Which is there? Is there a number? How many times I can say it?
It's a bonus.
It's a
No.
Like
No.
Is it?
No.
Oh, so it's anytime I enter combat, I just say it and it lasts until whenever combat ends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, whatever that is, that's pretty good then.
That's so. I'm just gonna be honest. So basically, what you're saying is it's got a +2 to attack and damage rolls. Because why wouldn't Vulcan?
Also, you have to realize that that +2, you're not reading it quite right.
No. I realized now that I was skimming. So now, okay. So
yeah, you have to go. I'm gonna edit it a little bit just so that it's easier for you to see where things are changing because it's actually got 3 different states.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody wants to roll a perception check, Susan murmurs something while still keeping her snarky grin to her
Right
amulet.
now, you are in obviously the first state of it.
Okay.
Just so you're aware, I will put it so that it's bolded, so you know which state you're on, and then the other ones are going to be italicized.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for whatever the heck Susan just said, seeing as we're next to each other. Oh my god.
Nope.
Well, I'm sitting right next, pretty close to. We don't have our things in the tail, but we're pretty much in the same spot.
Yes, but this is going on while, Vulcan's kind of complaining and the dwarves are cheering.
Vulcan is just seething right now.
She
Okay.
literally whispered to her amulet, so.
Okay. So, as
I see.
Yeah.
I see now. Okay, so currently it's dormant. So
I'll give Rav this is she said something along the lines of, "Are you seeing this?" And you couldn't quite catch the name she said. Something Mir.
Okay.
Exalted state. The fuck? How do you get to exalted state?
Well, that's you're just gonna have to fucking figure that out, aren't you?
Yeah, no, sorry. That was more me asking myself. That wasn't. I didn't even mean to say that out loud.
You're looking at it and going, "I want that."
He's just like Vulcan's staring at the mace, going, "I fucking hate you." But boy, oh boy, are we gonna have some crazy fun.
So,
but I fucking hate you.
You got a really interesting relationship going on there.
Well, the other problem is that Vulcan, if his alignment is true neutral, with like chaotic neutral tendencies. This mace.
Moradin is lawful good.
Yeah. Vulcan. Yeah.
This is the opposite. Well, I mean, maybe not for Vulcan, but this is the opposite of a cursed weapon.
This is definitely the opposite of what he once was in his past life, which was just the immediate opposite and worst part of that alignment spectrum. So yeah, so he yeah, this is okay. So okay, wait, okay. So I'm just reading this. So the part that's tripping me up. Sorry to derail everything about this. I just want to just trying to get an idea here. We can continue if you want. I'm just trying to the sentience part where it's just like the mace has these stats.
Yep.
So those don't transfer also to Vulcan. They're just for the mace.
They are just the mace can tell you if something's close.
Oh,
or
jeez. So
because
Vulcan's
it's
just gonna have this thing out in the open forever.
he's going to be talking to his fucking mace.
If anyone's seen Legend of Vox Machina,
I
it's
have.
literally Grog and his sword from the most recent season.
I haven't seen
But,
it. I only even learned about that TV series very recently. I was like,
Highly
dang.
recommend. Highly
Yeah, I
recommend.
don't really want to watch Critical Role because I feel like it'll set unreasonable expectations.
The
Well,
only
I
the
mean,
problem for me is
I-
it's on Amazon, so yeah.
I haven't seen
feel-
Critical Role and I really enjoyed it.
I feel I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I throw enough bullshit at you guys and let you guys do enough rule of cool stuff that it might actually not actually ruin D&D for you.
The Legend of Vox Machina series is more just like an animated cartoon of their first campaign.
It's based off it, but it's not like
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it that are literally word for word, though.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like this. Yeah.
But there's nothing like it's still like anime. It's still just their campaign, but an animated take on it. Like there's no like rules or anything. So it's like
Yeah.
just
It's just animated what's fucking happened in the campaign.
Yeah. But
I did like
again,
that there was a YouTube
highly
video where
recommend.
they show all the subtle places where in the show, like, you can tell where a roll was made.
Yeah. But yeah, again, if anyone had seen it, basically, there's
I'll just go with the talking sword from Journey Quest.
sure.
I mean, I feel like this isn't even that. Like this is so different because most of those talking weapons are evil.
Well, so this is the opposite of the spec of that version, right? They're
Think
all
of
blood.
this is basically a paladin weapon.
Yeah. It went to the
Yeah.
wrong person.
Yeah, Beltol, meanwhile, is probably like a little envious, but also probably glad because it's not the same god that he's already, worshipping.
yeah.
Yeah, this would be a big conflict for Beltul. It's like, I'm already worshipping one, don't make me break my oath.
Wants nothing to do with the god, huh? So, oof. Anyways, yeah.
What's
okay,
really
so-
funny is that Beltol would have probably ended up with that mace if Vulcan wasn't so so crappy. Because Beltol uses maces as his primary weapon.
I just love the fact that it's like, yeah, your flaw is that you're greedy.
Yep.
This is what gets you into this shit.
Yep. I just realized most of my characters seem to have that flaw for some reason.
Next magical weapon we come across, Vulcan. No,
That's
you can
fine.
have it.
Give it here.
Maybe it'll fix the problem. Hello again!
It's like, oh, fancy meeting you here, buddy. Nah.
Then he's gonna get one from like the Lady of Harvest or something. Fuck!
That's an elf. So now he has a dwarf in
no,
one ear and an elf in the other ear.
It would suck more if one of the gods is like some tabaxi fucking thing. That would be
That's
really
even better.
pissed off.
Tabaxi god.
Write it. Next magical item.
God damn it. Anyways, I'll stop derailing. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't even know where we were.
So
Basically, yeah, they were showing the sigil of Helm, and Voken was muttering about, oh god, this is going to be horrible, but I also love this.
and Susan, of course, mocking him.
Yes, and Susan mocked.
So currently it has +1 to bonus attack and damage. Okay.
So I will just finish with this though, which is once things seem to settle down a little bit, Susan does ask the pertinent question of, so what does this god bestow on you? She, no doubt with a lot of dwarves curious.
I spit on the question.
Yeah, the dwarves look at you like, what? No. And they start telling you what it bestows upon him because they fucking know. This is like a
Vulcan's
treasured weapon of theirs. Like this is the mace of the Mithril Crown, and it carries the boon of Moradin, and it communicates the god's wishes with its bearer, and pushes them to glorious battle in his name, and you know he can speak proper dwarven now, meaning he can actually understand, read, and write their
Yep.
language.
Nice.
Yep.
Bonus.
Yeah, the
He
dwarf.
gets a plus. He's like, they're like, I mean, it will take some work, but eventually he could have, you know, it will increase his ability to attack, and damage enemies, as well as the forge fire that comes from it, and fire and poison damage as granted by the dwarven god.
Vulcan's eyebrow area just sort of
Beltol makes a wave and then kind of raises his arm up high and kind of goes, ooh, as he lowers his arm down, looking at Vulcan. It's like, is he gonna get short? He's the tallest amongst us. He is the tallest. So it's a
Susan just
legitimate
flat out breaks
question.
out laughing.
The dwarves look at you and go, no, it doesn't affect your height, you daft pincushion.
Vulcan cackles at the dwarf's response.
Susan's lost it. I know. I've lost it already on a character.
Like, will he transform into a dwarf almost too? Just like,
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bird?
Between the laughter, you hear Susan match the words getting out. Dwarf dragon.
And this is where Susan dies.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Dwarf dragon. Dwagon?
Dwagon?
If Vulcan dies, he's gonna kill you.
Vulcan.
No, he'll just haunt everyone.
So yeah, basically they also explain that, like, you know, this mace, you know, it with a command, you know, you can its head erupts into flames that, you know, like the forges of Moradin, and it lights a large area, and it deals extra, you know, fire damage when you're hitting a target, as long as it's lit and or holding it. And they go through a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know. Their comment is, we don't know how one awakens it, because that's something that the champion has to you know, do and perform, and that's something that they need to do. So none of us have ever seen or heard how that happens, but eventually it can. So basically they're like, it eventually becomes like a +3 weapon with a plus 3d6 damage bonus while ignited.
Okay, so currently though the damage roll for it is just what exactly?
The damage roll for it is second.
Because I get that the fire damage is eventually eventually 2d6 and then eventually 3d6.
So right now it is a 1d6 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay. Wait. What?
So it's a plus 1 to your attack and plus 1 to your damage.
Oh, okay. So that's 1d6 plus. So basically, currently it's a +1 dwarven mace.
Yes.
Oh.
With fire.
With fire, but currently there is no fire because it's not active.
Yes.
Okay. And I will put its stats in a different section of my sheet because it's purely because it's basically counting as an ally per se.
Basically, yeah. So as they realize that Vulcan has this weapon, the dwarves are now basically they're like, "Oh, you absolutely must stay and help us fight. If the dwarves see that the mace of the mithril crown has returned to fight into the battle, we will surely win."
Guess I have no choice now.
The and you hear in your head, Vulcan, you hear a damn right, Skippy.
Skippy one more time. I fucking dare you. He's just glaring at the mace. Call me Skippy one more time. Fuck.
Skippy.
Susan, ooh, Skippy.
I would smash you if I could, but I can't bring my arm to do that right now.
It's okay, Skippy.
Typically, you smash with the mace, not the other way around.
Susan mentally writes down Skippy as a word to annoy the Dragonborn with later.
Oh, he's just mad that a god is using the word.
Out of character, if he just didn't say anything.
No one would know.
Vulcan is very loudmouthed.
Yep, which is
In
no
case
downfall.
people have not noticed. Anyway.
Okay. That said, guys, because it is 2:30 and
Sorry.
we are also going to be finishing by a little bit before 30. We are going to take a quick break so people can eat, use bathroom, do that sort of thing. Okay?
Okay.
And then
Okay.
we are going to be getting out of this goddamn tiny little tower, I swear.
Yes.
Sorry for derailing that long.
I mean,
It
I
was
feel
worth
like
it.
we had some. It was definitely
gonna
worth it.
happen at some
Poor.
It had to happen.
I kind of also want to know how Fanula is reacting to this, knowing what she knows, hearing the words Skippy.
She's just continuing to give him the death glare. She will deal it when we are outside and away from the dwarves.
Okay.
Or at least outside of the small enclosed area where she can't fight very well.
Vulcan's more concerned about you telling everyone. Or telling the authorities.
Susan will be all ears.
Anyways, see you guys in about 10 minutes.
See you again.
Shinona, I should ask now that we're on a break. This is like the cursed kind of shit that you like. We were having a very like nerdy conversation with a bunch of friends, and we came across something that I think it feels appropriate for your kind of humor. Oh, we might have already lost Shinona.
No, sorry, I'd already flipped my mic up and I just was responding with my mic up.
Okay, we were talking about biology stuff, and interesting fun fact. Did you know that human fallopian tubes are not actually connected to the eggs, the ovaries? They can actually reach over and take eggs from the opposite ovary. They actually wiggle around inside. They move around like tentacles. So one of our comments was, "Oh, so every woman has an internal Cthulhu."
Yeah,
That about jives.
Nice.
Oh, you're completely breaking
over.
up there, Shinona.
I
Oh,
was just speaking
I,
to her internal Cthulhu. Okay.
yes, I'm taking. I don't think it's quite what they said. But yeah, I get sick. Like you can actually have a fallopian tube infection, and it is some of the worst pain in the world. Like it can actually lead to you becoming infertile because it literally kills the fallopian tube entirely.
Well, they're saying even if, like, say you lost the left fallopian tube and like the right, or sorry, the left fallopian tube and the right ovary, the right fallopian tube can still grab from the left ovary.
Mm,
Apparently, they can literally reach over and either one can grab.
I don't think so. No, because I've had mine removed. Because quite frankly, if you tie them, it would still possibly be able to get through with no issue. The big thing is, though, that the egg doesn't actually need to travel through a fallopian tube at all.
That I didn't know either.
Yeah, that's why if you have your uterus removed, and your fallopian tube's gone, you can still get pregnant. You don't even
Damn,
need a
nature.
fucking uterus.
Damn nature, you scary.
Yeah, it's determined, isn't it?
It's why I am so happy. I am blessed. I don't have any of the bits anymore. None
Damn,
of
nature,
them.
you be determined to make more things.
No shit. It's actually part of why the whole no abortions thing is as scary as it is in the United States, because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't allow for ectopic pregnancies, which is where the egg doesn't actually connect into the uterus.
It connects somewhere it
Which,
shouldn't.
yeah, exactly. Like you can literally have, if you don't have a uterus, it will connect to your goddamn abdomen wall, and it will kill you.
Ooh. I did not expect that much of a science lesson today, but wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm learning so much right now.
That's both interesting and terrifying, quite
Right?
honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
Well,
do know
guess
that
who's not
I
getting
was
to
told.
sleep tonight?
I do remember when I was told back in biology class ages ago that quite literally a fertilized egg is literally effectively no different than having a parasite in your body.
Hmm.
That is true. Yes.
It uses the same mechanisms.
Yeah. Until it can self-sustain on its own, it is literally a parasite. Which normally happens at about 30 weeks is when it can possibly survive out of the uterus on its own.
Yeah, and the crazy part here is like the woman's immune system has to do all sorts of crazy work to basically prevent the immune system from going parasite and killing it. Basically, it
Yep.
has to self-suppress in all sorts of crazy ways to stop your own immune system from killing it.
That's literally why miscarriages are a thing.
Yeah, where it fails to basically lock down the immune system.
Yep. I was almost one such fucking miscarriage. Goddamn, nature, you couldn't have fucking helped me out with that one.
Nice. Quick question, off topic.
Yeah.
Completely off topic. Going back to the maze.
Going back to the maze.
This thing
I
has
think
just
that's
gotten
back to
me
on
asking
topic.
so many questions.
Okay.
The very bottom of the whole blurb of info,
Uh-huh.
it just says you have resistance to fire/poison damage while I hold this weapon. Is that only for the exalted state?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure.
You'll note if you go to the bottom of Awakened, it says it gains the
Oh, okay, I
it
see.
has for Awakened, it is you just have the poison resistance when holding that weapon.
Okay, so dormant, there's no such
There's
resistance.
you don't have
Which-
resistances yet.
Yeah, okay. Just gotcha. Currently, no more questions. Currently, for now.
You're just looking at this thing and like, oh my god, this is fantastic, and your character's going, God fucking damn it.
God and or equivalent that's not a deity, please kill me now.
Never mind that you're now called Skippy by a god.
I'm gonna have to wait until we find out from Fanula why the word Skippy.
So what do I have to roll if Vulcan wants to hurl himself from a high cliff?
You would have to do a
Wisdom?
a wisdom save.
Because I'm fighting against the will of the mace.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you do see
Yeah, I'm now seeing
And your own self-preservation as well.
Oh, Vulcan's self-preservation at that point would be, I can't take this shit anymore, I'm done. But it's a matter of the mace won't let him.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. He's kind of fucked that mace. Yeah.
Even if Vulcan's done with life and he's ready to die, that mace is gonna say no. You can keep on fighting.
See, that mace is actually a homebrew based off of the mace of the Black Crown.
Okay, that's what that's where I was. That's where my mind's like, I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Specifically with the name, I'm like, wait a second. That wouldn't oh no. Cause that mace appeared in my first game. And it took forever for me to get rid of it.
Yes, no, this one I feel like is probably going to be harder. Because this isn't Asmodeus.
Yeah.
This is fucking a whole ass god.
Yeah. Gone were the days of the Kopesh, and now are the days of fucking mace, of dwarven make. Which is funny because Vulcan used to not actually give two shits about dwarves. He wasn't that, racist against them, and now, well, yeah.
If only it was a tabaxi. Then he'd be even more mad.
Oh, if just immediate seppuku.
You realize if it was a tabaxi, you'd have something like 9 lives, right?
I'm well aware, and he would just keep on doing it until he's dead.
Do you know how many saves you would
9 times in a row.
He would keep on trying.
Can you
the point
imagine
of
all the dwarves
tears.
watching as like in absolute horror as he commits seppuku, gets back up off the floor after everybody thinks he's dead, goes, damn it, and then stabs
Damn
himself
it,
again.
not again. Here we go again.
By like the third or fourth time, the party stops him.
Everyone has to roll checks to stop him.
Never mind, he'd have to roll checks himself to actually
Just
do it.
do
Because,
it.
Do you know how much charisma a tabaxi god would have? And just be like,
Too much.
you would just hear this purring, and you'd feel like this, feel like
Yes,
a cat
yeah.
who you
Try to commit seppuku with the mace. Oh right.
Damn it.
bonk self on the head.
He'll be fine. I just gave him a mild concussion, not an actual death blow, because he can live with a mild concussion. but I wanted to die. Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Susan, probably after the first time he successfully does the seppuku, are you about done there?
Yeah.
See, and the good thing is, technically, if it's a god doing it, how many lives do you actually have? Would
No
it
one
actually
knows for
only be
sure.
9?
Who can
Would they
say?
just fucking with you? Would this just be their form of entertainment as a feline deity? Probably.
Question
Back.
ages.
Playing with their fucking food.
I was about to say, cats love playing with their toys.
Now I'm actually curious. Are there tabaxi gods?
Yes.
Why do I keep saying this shit out loud?
I mean, I've already gotten written in the notes. Next
Oh,
magical
no!
item back to God. It's already in there. We already have the note. You are so fucked.
At some point, Vulcan is going to probably start getting a little
Terrified. He's gonna learn to
suicidal.
give up that greedy bit, isn't he?
Again, dwarf in one ear, tabaxi in the other.
Oh my god.
And that drag, I know that Dragonborn aren't actually like fully related to dragons, but the ancestry is there. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dealing
dragon
with
blood, dragon DNA sort of thing. It's like, what's that? You're a Dragonborn? You must be greedy as fuck, buddy. Nah, I try not to be. Is that shiny? Is that gold? Give me.
Yeah, and don't forget, tabaxi tend to be that way too.
Yep.
There is a reason that Susan does that. She uses the reasoning that, ooh, that could be useful. But she's
There is
still
no
going,
reason there isn't mine.
but it's still based off of the cat thing of shiny, mine.
Vulcan's just slowly building up a horde, that's all.
Susan would have taken the chest if it wasn't for the fact that her better judgment has told her that she shouldn't waste her one use of her amulet to stash away the chest.
And you got trolled for it. That chest trolled you hard.
Mm-hmm.
Damn shame Vulcan was asleep.
Again, she would have tried to take the lead ingot if she could, but again, it's really heavy, and she couldn't think of a practical reason for taking it. It's the only reason she left it alone. She couldn't think of a reason of how she could possibly use it, no matter how ridiculous it might have been. She did take the chain though immediately.
I mean, Vulcan has Smith's tools, so he could potentially try to use it.
Again, what are you gonna like
But
break it
a
down
lot
into?
of TMs don't like players using crafting tools, so
Oh, Shinoda would
I
let us.
absolutely. Yeah, I literally because I have a Lord of the Rings game on Fridays that I run. They're like, "Can I use this for this?" I'm like, "Do it."
oh.
They're like, "Oh no."
Yeah, the majority of DMs that I've spoken to, they're very anti-crafting tools.
In fact, I've actually told them like, "Hey, do you someone was doing something with like some of the gems. I'm like, you have jeweler's tools. Use it to see if you can extract one of these gems from the wall."
Yeah, because Vulcan's he's got proficiency with smithing tools.
Then go
Yeah,
for
no.
it. Like you can
I
totally use them.
when I see smithing tools, I say at that point, if you're proficient with them, give yourself a +2 to your roll. Or an advantage. Depends what I feel like doing at the time. It's either a +2 or an advantage, depending on what it is you're using it for.
The real question here is, does Vulcan have the space in his current inventory to carry said lead?
It's really heavy. It's not even so much the space as the weight.
I mean, Vulcan's a strong boy.
Also,
Wasn't it like 50
Rosh,
pounds?
your mace is only 4 pounds. That's
I think the
it's l-
lead is like 50 pounds. Like that's a lot of your
yeah.
carrying weight just
The
gone.
lead is 50 pounds on it, or yeah, 50 pounds on its own for just that ingot.
Okay.
Like as I said, Susan was seriously thinking about like cutting a piece of it off and using it, but again, she can't make it into a poison without grinding tools. You need to grind lead into a really fine powder to use it as a poison. She can't really use it, as literally a weight because, well, it's heavy, and you can use rocks as a weight if you really need to. And there's not really anything else. Like, yes, it's very pliable, but what tools would she try to bang it into that would be practical to actually carry around? And of course, just carrying the lead around is always the chance of poisoning herself.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, I'm just trying to remember. How do you figure out the amount someone can actually carry?
It's your light load and medium load you're interested in.
Give me a second. No, I know what he's asking. I believe it's you multiply your. I can't remember what it's by. You multiply your strength.
I will find out again on my sheet here.
Give me a second. I'm searching it.
Extra equipment.
Your strength score multiplied by 15.
So 20. Mine multiplied by
So
15.
Yeah, strength times 15.
Strength times 300 pounds.
So so he can carry how much he weighs without
Yeah.
anything on him. Got it. Because Vulcan weighs roughly 300 pounds naked.
Yeah, and then don't forget all your equipment counts.
Well, yeah. Which it's not that much.
Like poor Susan here,
I'm gonna
she's
do some
basically
math.
at her maximum weight right now. In fact, how much does the heavy chain weigh? Probably a couple pounds?
Yeah, the
Or-
heavy chain would be 5 pounds.
Then yeah, Susan's at her carrying weight. She's at 179 pounds out of 180. She can't hold anything more. She needs to offload a bunch of these things.
Pretty sure Vulcan could potentially just lug around that brick of lead.
Well, Susan has the ultimate ability for carrying something. The only problem is she can only use it once a day, which means it takes 1 day to stash it and another day to get it back.
It'll definitely be Vulcan's lucky day if he ever comes across a bag of holding.
Yeah, that's high on Susan's list of things too.
So right now, Vulcan, you are currently carrying 167 pounds. So you are halfway. Yeah.
Yeah, he could definitely carry it, no problem.
The only question is how you're going to carry it on you. You're going to have to strap it to your back or something.
He's got a backpack.
Yeah, he's definitely got a back. Yeah.
Will his backpack be able to hold it though?
I'm not.
It's holding a bunch of random shit, honestly. So
I would absolutely say go to see whether or not that ingot breaks anything in his backpack, considering it's a big.
He doesn't need a lot of shit in his bag.
Even though lead is soft, it's not that soft. It would totally break things if he has like bottles and stuff in there.
So with the ingot, you would be at 217 pounds. So you would still have 83 pounds left.
Oh yeah, and that's not counting as well the whole idea that I'm gonna probably offload some shit when we get back to town.
This is true.
Which might take a while.
Try and get rid of some shit, like maybe the dwarven mace.
I don't think we're going to be above ground for quite some time.
Yeah, but the likelihood of Vulcan coming into contact with anything else that he wants to put in his bag that's heavy as hell, very unlikely. I say knowing full well about his kleptomania.
We'll see.
He says full well knowing that his DM is all for fucking mentally fucking tormenting his character.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we're going to come across an anvil or something, aren't we?
Yes, laced with fucking mithril designs on it.
I hate you
Ha-ha!
and love you at the same time.
At least I'm creative with how I fuck with you.
Yeah, the other
Mhm.
people just
Not just kill
they
him.
yeah. I mean, they're creative in the ways they do it, but well, sometimes they are, and other times it's just you're ripped apart by wolves in the middle of a tavern. How did they get there? I don't know.
You see, Shinoda's a cat. If you're alive, she gets to mess with you longer. If you die, then that's it. No more messing with you.
Yeah. I am definitely so I mean okay. So here's the thing. There aren't many well-known tabaxi gods in D5
Yeah,
or
that's
in
rough.
5e.
Yeah.
I've literally created my own.
Great.
There are two of them.
Huh, fantastic.
There's Tezca and Nula,
Hmm.
but yeah. Let's just say I absolutely I talked to my old GM about this sort of stuff and just went, yeah, okay, this is what's happening, and he went, yes, I love it. So yeah, because it has been loved by at least one other DM, it is now, yeah,
Great.
it is now a thing, and yeah, you get to you get to deal with yeah.
So what you're saying is if Vulcan does live long enough, he's going to probably come into contact with another quote unquote blessed but totally cursed object that's been blessed by or cursed by a tabaxi deity.
Yeah, I mean technically one of them is a bloodthirsty sun god.
Okay.
Um and like there's another one that is basically it's an animal goddess, guardian of animals.
Yeah, there's a good choice.
I mean, the funny part is like Vulcan is trying to atone for the sins of his past, but he's trying to do it without the help of gods. So that's the main issue here is despite that's purely why he's chosen the whole atheist path. It's
And you know what? That's because of that you realize that okay, so here's the thing. Moradin is all about reforging and forging oneself.
oh shit. Okay, so really this does actually suit him really well. It's just currently
He's not in the mindset for it.
he's
Yeah,
not
no,
in
that's
the right
that
mindset because he's
that
currently
is why
hating
I
on
picked
gods.
this god. Yes, I
He's
did
just
actually.
I hate gods, but in actuality, this god is perfect for him.
Yep.
Exactly.
Someone needs to knock Vulcan off his high horse.
I'm sure the whole party will help knock him off his high horse and then walk on him while he's in the mud.
No comment to that comment. I was gonna say something, but I stopped myself because no, I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Rav, are you
Yep.
back? Oh, good.
Yeah, been here for a while.
Okay, you got kicked from the game for some reason, or you
Oh.
disconnected.
I can't even see the lobby anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Are any of you in the lobby?
Nope.
No, we're all still in game.
Yeah.
Really? I've been just
That-
sitting. I figured I guess we were AFK long enough that the game kicked everyone out.
No.
No, that's partially like I hadn't heard you come back, so I was like, okay, well,
Oh, why
you
does
know.
Steam have me logged out? Okay.
Oh, it's
That might
one
explain
of the
it.
Steam things.
Oh, I got my phone.
Your computer said no.
It could be one of those like Steam doing rolling just to connect so it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though that this is the fastest a character of mine has reached max strength.
Oh, you think this is max strength? Okay.
Max strength is 20, unless, well, at least that's what it's supposed to be, unless you're saying that I can actually go past 20.
I mean, you can't without special item.
I know barbarians can when they reach level 20.
I absolutely have belief in things like, belts of fire giant strength giving you a 25. Shit
No,
like that.
sorry. Without those
Yeah.
aside, natural means
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you are
naturally
natural.
there is a cap. Unnaturally, in this case, magical items, say the belt of storm giant strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants a 29? I do. So, yeah, no. In those cases, yeah. But naturally speaking,
hmm
this is the fastest I've reached 20 strength.
Well,
Because
I mean,
every other character I've had in a game, it's like by level 4, I'm at roughly 17 or somewhat like 16 or 17 strength because my previous DM, was an asshole.
And was I'm back in.
Lucky back.
I had a quick question. Would I be able to scrounge around for any extra arrows and/or quivers full of arrows?
yes.
Perception check.
We could also just ask the dwarves nicely.
Yeah, I will do that. I will just do a maybe persuasion roll to see if I get any extra little something something.
I could ask for you.
Excuse me, sir.
I hope to God it's a sir.
Would it be
Yeah,
possible
it's a stir.
You can't tell with dwarves.
Would it be possible to get some more arrows and possibly another quiver full of arrows? I tend to run out pretty quick. There's a lot more orcs down here than I expected there to be, and there just takes so many arrows to kill.
The dwarf looks at you, gives a little nod, and he motions to another, clearly a younger dwarf, like the dwarf that goes trotting off. Has a much shorter beard. Like clearly, it's only at best down to his belly versus like looped in his belt, so that it's not dragging on the floor type thing. And he goes trotting off, and he comes back, and he has in one hand he's got a bundle of 20 arrows, and then in the other hand he's got 10 other arrows. And you can see that the fletchings on these 10 are different. These arrows, so the bundle of 20 are standard arrows. The dwarf says, we don't have any extra quivers, but here you can have a bundle of arrows.
Thank you.
And then these ones, he says, looking at them, these ones have been tipped with mithril. So these basically these would ignore armor or certain resistances.
Be perfect. I'll put it to you slaughtering your enemies. Thank you.
Susan walks over and says, after the exchange is done, actually, while we're thinking of that, could we refill our provisions of clean drinkable water and rations?
That he does, he's like, oh, absolutely. We don't have much left, but yes. And he leads you off to one of the rooms, and you can see there's like basically at this point there's only a couple sacks left and like maybe one crate. a barrel of water. And so you fill up your water from the barrel, and you get rations from the crates and stuff, and it's good solid food, but you can definitely tell that this battle has been going on long enough that their rations are running low, but they are, thanks to Voken, they are going to give you everything they can.
Susan makes sure that everybody gets their water skins refilled and distributes out the rations.
Should we be keeping track of our rations at all, or is it just like we have enough for however long right now?
We've not been doing a really close thing, especially at the water skins, which is why I'm taking the opportunity to at least give us an excuse for having things refilled again. But how do you want us to handle
at
that?
this point you would have been down like 2 or 3 ration days at worst. So
yeah, it may have taken us like a few months to get to this point, but it's only been like 2 or 3 days inside of the tunnels here.
Yeah, because according to my rations, even if I subtract the 3 days from there, I still have 25 days worth of rations. I don't know how I have so many rations.
because you were taking rations from everywhere else that you could upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just like looted every ration I could find.
I
That's
have
probably where
15
most of my weight is going.
I have
Probably,
15
yeah.
days of rations.
So in that case, anybody that needs rations should take them first, because I have 25 on me still.
I am also topped up.
I really don't think I should have Susan carry more than 25 rations.
I ask the mace in Dwarvish what its command word is. Or will it not tell me until combat starts?
I haven't actually come up with one for it, so
Let me guess, it's going to be a really dirty word.
You have to make sure you scream it loud enough too. You didn't say it loud enough, boy. Scream it so the dwarves could hear.
He's probably gonna have to scream out the dwarven word for skipper.
Skippy.
Skippy.
I was gonna
It should
make
be
it.
something about forging or something.
Oh yeah, there's
Or
another thing for
judging.
Susan to do, but I'll let you finish this first.
It should
So
really be something about like either forging or judging.
it's okay. My first thought was flame on.
My first thought was because dwarves rock and roll.
Rock and stone to the bone.
Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna look something up.
Sorry to derail again.
I love this. I feel like this sort of derailing is just yes. This is what we want.
It's derailing, but still in-game derailing.
Yeah,
yes,
it's on topic.
exactly.
Also, Fanila's just gonna sort of wander over to Susan and sort of like tug on her sleeve and go,
Would it be okay if you put this in your special room? It is very heavy and I can't carry it anymore.
and she passes over a disguise kit and 2 costumes.
Oh wow, a disguise kit and 2 costumes. One sec, I think I have to double check now.
Like
Yeah,
with
Susan
Susan,
has
it
a
was just
Susan has a disguise kit herself. I thought so. And 2 costumes for Fanula.
yes, but I mean they can just I don't know if they're specific to me. It's just costumes that came in my adventurers pack.
1 second then. I keep scrolling out on the game when I try to scroll the PDF here for some reason.
Fanula, who did you kill to get those?
You'll never find out.
I have my ways.
You'll never find out.
Probably not. Especially with that death glare. Jeez.
It is the cutest death glare you ever seen, though.
Oh, it is, but Vulcan is very. It's making Vulcan feel very ashamed.
Yeah, once per long rest. Thought so. Okay. So, with that question, Susan looks complaintively for a couple of moments, or complaintively? She's contemplating it for a couple of moments, and then says, "If we're going to do that, I better try to see if I can put away as much stuff as I possibly can in one go. I can only do this once a day." So she looks around just to make sure that there's nothing else that needs to be picked up. And she asks the rest of the party if they have anything bulky that they need to store away.
I do not.
I can wait until you're going into it for another reason, or until just before like bed, so we know there's no emergencies that you need to go into it for. It's not an emergency. I can wait. It's just at some point soon. Nice.
Well, the only reason I'm considering it is they're doing it now is there's that chest on the floor, but it's the only other thing I can think of storing at the moment that I don't need to hand off at this very moment.
I mean, Vulcan's going to pick up that brick of lead and put it in his bag, so.
How about you hand
Oh,
those to me
God.
then as soon as I have a reason to go in, and if we get to nightfall before we've come up for any other reason, I'll take them then.
Okay.
Out of character, we should convert the lead block into a weapon.
I mean,
Just
You
tie a rope to it and
could.
you're good.
that's what Vulcan's potentially planning. No, he's got Smith's tools. He might try and craft it into something.
The lead
Lead
long sword of madness.
Yeah,
lead is
exactly.
really, really heavy, but just remember lead is also soft.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Even trying to attach it to a handle, it'll just slowly slip out of the handle.
Vulcan's got mad proficiency with his smithing tools. He knows what he's doing. I hope. I don't know what's going through my characters' heads. They got lives of their own.
Oh, right,
Beltle's
Shinona,
eager to go out there.
the thing I was needing to do. Are you available, or are you still looking at your thingy?
So I'm gonna say that it's freaking it's command word is gonna be banger, but you have to say it with a Scottish accent.
God damn it.
Banger.
The one accent I fail at.
It's gonna be hilarious.
I'll do my best, and if you've played WoW, my best Magni Bronzebeard impression.
And the hilarious bit is he's gonna be like, nah lad, banger.
Fire!
Banger.
That sounded like a Scottish person trying to do it. I'm pretty sure they're trying to
I'm
do a
gonna be
Scottish
practicing
accent.
my Scottish accent.
Considering
like,
I am British,
when
that
we're
would be
done.
accurate.
Because social anxiety's a bitch.
And you'll just hear like you'll say it wrong, and he'll be like, close enough.
It's like, jeez, who do you take these lessons from? I'm a dragonborn. What do you want from me? I want a
My
proper
lips
Scottish accent.
don't
piece of
work
shit.
that way.
So I just sort of nod at the mace and just sort of don't even bother putting it away because Vulcan's like, knowing what I know about this thing. There's no point.
After watching Vulcan talk to his mace, Susan nudges Finola and goes, "Do I look that weird when I talk to my amulet?"
A little.
Well, at least she's honest.
To continue with what Susan was doing, she goes and talks to our new dwarven friend and hands him the Dwarven Fortress blueprints, asking if he can make any use out of this. And also, she wanted him to inspect that unknown potion, the one that out of game we found out by accident was supposed to be the hill giant strength.
Yeah. He looks at it and he goes, "Oh, yeah, that's a strength potion."
Oh, so the person that drinks this would be imbued with strength for a while?
Yes.
Susan nods and takes the potion and puts in her pocket just for the moment, and then continues with the fortress blueprints. Would you be able to make any plans using this?
He looks at this and goes, "Well, seems better in our hands than in the enemy's, but I know these blueprints without looking at them." He's like, "But the lot of you."
Yeah, if you could
And he
simplify
he
them.
he sets it down and he's like, "This is where we are." And he points at like a mark that's on the blueprints that isn't like, you're not entirely sure what it was. Like, it is not clearly marked on there. Like, you can see that there's something on the blueprint, but this is something that like was made so that like if it fell into the wrong hands, then it wouldn't, give away all the dwarven secrets.
Mhm.
He's like, "This is where we are. You're going to need to go. We're going to be going this way." And he's pointing at this, and you can see that there's um the way that Starfall is built is um to your, basically to the wall to your, like, where the bear rug
Uh,
is. So like this side.
consider your GM wall north or something, so we have something to go by.
Yeah, I'm just pointing on the map. This side.
Okay.
This side. To that, there's actually a giant precipice that just falls away down the side. Like, it's a giant rift that opens up. Um and where you were was like the top of it, and you can see that it scars and like moves down through the mountain, and it's just this open chasm all the way through. And the city of Starfell is actually built on the edge of this rift.
Like the
um
precipice.
yeah, basically, the actual edge, it drops down, say, another 100 feet,
Oh, perfect.
and then it has like another massive ledge, and then it drops down again. And right
Oof.
now you are on, like, if it's kind of almost like a crescent shape.
Mm.
So right now you are on the very edge of where, like, the upper edge and the lower ledge um kind of join together and fall away into this rift. um you can see, like, if you look down, like, because there's the odd little, arrow slit window looking down into the rift type thing, but it's, for the most part, this tower was built to be a hidden safe spot for dwarves for training in case anything went wrong. You can see down into the rift, and you can see like the smoke billowing from the town, and you can see stuff like that. He's like, "You're going to be going down into here," and he's pointing at this lower ledge, and you can see like there's rows and rows of buildings and forges and houses and different plazas and squares and everything like that on the map. In reality, at this point, a lot of it is burning. He's like, "You're going to go down into here, and this is where right now um, the majority of the orcs are, because they are trying their best to get to our forges on the far side." um and you can see on the map that there's definitely like these massive forges on this other side of this town. They're
So
having to
these are
fight
still
their way.
down in the chasm, or are they across from the chasm?
Yes.
Give me a second. You're gonna Give me a hot goddamn minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to draw this because it doesn't exist.
I just wasn't sure if you were referring to the forges being down in the chasm or literally across onto another precipice on the opposite side. I should make mention if you're going to be doing that. Susan's also going to say, and by any chance, would you be able to mark where any of your other death traps are? She holds up her tail where like a large chunk of her fur is missing. The statue that shot flames at us was a very unpleasant surprise.
I mean, it was pretty funny to me.
Okay. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna take it into Photoshop and now I'm gonna label this shitty drawing that I've done for you guys.
Better than
I
anything I could do.
no, probably not. I literally just took my mouse and I like scribbled a few lines on a canvas. So yeah, no, probably
My
not.
statement stands.
Probably not.
Probably yes.
Probably not.
Probably yes.
Given our time limit, if you'd like, we can always worry about it after game.
Maybe that might be good, yeah.
Yeah.
He does it, so yeah, he shows you where everything is. He's like, "Oh, well, there's not so, he's like, there's not so many death traps in the main city. It's you're in an area that's meant for defense."
Makes sense to me. What about the dragon?
He looks at you and you mention the dragon and you can just see he's
Susan also ear perks up and looks a little concerned, going, I almost forgot about that thing.
Vulcan's like, how could you forget about that thing? That's why I want to get out of here.
she's in our mind.
She?
Ugh. And where is that on the map?
So basically what the orcs are trying to do, he's
Oh.
explaining this to you. So the orcs are trying to get to the forges to flash cool them,
Oh.
which would cause an explosion because you put that much steam in anything because these are dwarven fucking forges. They've never been not fired at this point. Once they started, these are like super hot forges. You flash cool them, there's going to be an explosion. The mines are beyond them. So far, she has not been able to get through there because the entrance is too
Oh,
small
I
for
see.
someone her size to get through.
I can
But if
understand
they
what
blow up the fucking forges,
trying to free her.
Wait, is the dragon trying to get into the mines or get out of the mines?
Trying to
get
get out.
out of the
She's
mine.
trapped in there. The orcs are trying
Ah.
to set her free.
I gotcha, and that's why we will have a big problem if we don't deal with this, because that angry dragoness is going to come to the surface and rar everything.
I don't have a choice in the matter now.
Susan looks at this and goes, so it's a race to stop the orcs from extinguishing your forges.
The
Beltal
dwarf
utters
nods.
a prayer of saying protection to others. We must protect the others. Equivalent.
Let's go capture some forges.
Okay.
I take the light brick from the chest and put it in my backpack.
Go for it.
Okay.
Note down that it's a 50-pound lead ingot.
Yep. Already did.
One thing last that Susan will ask is if the dwarf can just like put any markings so that she can read the map decently well later on. Basically highlight things so that they know where they're going.
He looks at her and goes, I don't think that's a good idea. If this map falls into someone else's hands.
I suppose that's true.
Right now, it's safe for us because it doesn't show where these things are. But if we highlight them,
Then I'm a liability. I understand.
he points at Vulcan. He's like, he should be able to read the secret runes.
That's true. She looks over her shoulder. You can speak Dwarvish now.
Yeah, you can speak ancient Dwarvish.
Out of character, I'm aware. Vulcan, on the other hand, is just like,
The
You
dwarf said out loud.
you would literally look at this map and be like, I don't mean, and hear Susan going, can you mark it so that I can understand? And be like, what the fuck do you mean? It's clear as fucking day.
he's just like, what do you mean mark it? It's marked.
Susan rolls her eyes and goes, is it safe if we hold on to this non-translated?
Aye. The orcs couldn't bloody well read it before. They sure as hell shouldn't now.
Susan nods and, assuming that they're done with it, she rolls it up and puts it back in her backpack.
Vulcan asks the mace in Dwarvish, is it safe to trust her?
The mace is sitting there. It's like,
Oh no, you're just getting the silent treatment.
it's like, how the fuck would I know, laddie?
I just want your opinion on tabaxi.
I mean,
Oh,
they enjoy the finer things in life. You might be able to get a good scotch out of her.
Forget I asked.
I'm surprised the mace hasn't complained about the smell of your hands. Like, wash your hands, God!
I mean,
No.
The only thing that should be on me is the dirt of the earth.
I mean, honestly,
Blood of the enemies.
Blood of the enemies is fine. It's like, yes, kill them.
Who needs a bath when you're just gonna soil your hands with the blood of the enemies anyways?
also, Watuki, I only noticed this now. Susan rummages around her backpack and hands you an empty quiver. I thought I had another one of these around here somewhere.
I'll put it to use.
Okay, so as you guys are doing that, I'm gonna pack this up.
Oh, it's the world map. We haven't gotten to see this for a while.
And now it's gone again.
You just had to say something.
Here,
Well,
we'll let
good
you
to
look
see
at that
that
for a little
often.
bit.
Oh, there is one other thing she can ask, but it's unlikely to be useful. Susan shows the dwarf the Barghast teeth and claws, as well as the manticore. I have manticore spine. Is that correct, or was it supposed to be manticore barb?
Spines.
It is spine.
Fine.
It shows the manticore spine and the manticore teeth, and just asks the dwarf if there's anything useful that she can make out of these.
Aye, there's useful things you can make out of them. However, we're a bit busy for crafting, lassie.
Thought I should check. Sometimes a potion is or a good poison is a good use against some orcs.
Oh, these won't. They won't make a poison.
She tilts her head a little bit curiously. So what are they good for?
Oh, they're good for they're good for making things a bit more difficult to deal with in terms of damage.
Susan looks inquisitive but nods. Once I have the opportunity to look into this, I'm gonna have to ask an apothecary about this.
Crazy.
Yeah, is there a knowledge check one could take on that?
Not right now, no.
Okay.
Crazy people.
Makes sense to me.
I keep thinking the purple hand is Shinona's for a moment, and I go, nope, that's Rav.
No, Chinona's the dark void.
I am the void.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
Alright, it's loading time.
Take a bit. I hope
Oh
that
wow,
it'll fucking
I
load.
got a lot of OBJ load failure error messages.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know how many are actually going to show for you though.
A
I
lot
see
not
a lot of
showing.
buildings.
Most of it's not showing.
There's a giant object here that has nothing.
I have
don't see it.
I have
Okay.
buildings showing.
I see a few buildings, a statue.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's
I'm at
literally
the-
it.
I see a lot of houses. I see a lot of statues. The only large item, because like I can see its shadow. There's a like rounded
I
off
don't
square shadow here, but whatever it is, I have no
see
idea.
that.
You know what? I'm gonna see something about this. We're gonna change something. Generic. Import.
Oh, you made this guy show up again. I can now see this object.
Oh, there's a lot more there. Wow, okay.
We're gonna update this
Oh.
and see what it does. This is gonna probably take a reload.
I reloaded, I was able to see everything, I think. Only got like 2 fails.
Oh wow, okay, the building's like tripled in density.
Oh, there's a fire there. Oh god. PTSD's kicking in there. Thankfully it's not crackling.
I think I'm seeing everything now.
I
There's no obvious holes unless there's supposed to be something right here.
No, that's empty.
see a few more buildings, a fire over here, a statue.
We
I'm
just
gonna
lost Rav again.
I'm gonna just rejoin to see if I can load more things because they're mentioning things I can't see.
Okay.
I just see lots of like
see-
ruins. But
Yeah, I see a lot of ruined buildings. I see some intact buildings, and I see one building on fire.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sharing my screen. Shinona, can you confirm that what I'm seeing is all the things, and then everybody else can peek at my screen to check if they're missing stuff.
Give me a second. Working on it.
That's what I see.
Yeah, you've got everything.
Hey, wow! For once, that's exactly what I see. Shit. What the hell?
Windows
Okay.
Explorer spiked on me, and oh, there we go.
No
For
worries.
once, my computer is
now,
actually
where
showing me
are
stuff.
Yeah, now I have to get your fucking characters on here.
Okay, so everybody's good. They all see the table.
Yep.
For once,
Okay,
my,
I'll stop
my
sharing.
game is actually showing.
I can't see shit because because everything kind of crashed on me.
Is
Not
the
gonna lie, though, if the bottom map thing was just a gray base or something, that would probably work better than the white thing. This
I had a memory leak crash.
is the board locked down so we don't accidentally pick up anything as well?
Yes.
Yep, I've
Okay.
been trying.
I like how you've been trying. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
doing the sack of wheat onto that one guy.
Hey,
No.
sometimes you just gotta keep testing just to make sure.
It's okay,
I mean,
Shinona. We're always trying.
At least it wasn't with Tuki, because if it was with Tuki, shit would just be going horribly wrong.
It was
Just
more
throws the
on a
table.
or a table.
I like how Watuki was able to throw the entire table instead
Yeah.
of
I
the
don't know how
dice.
the fuck I managed that.
You unlocked the fucking table, or
Oh,
Oh,
you.
wait, I just wanted to unlock a candle so I could move it.
Yeah, and I gave you fucking permission to unlock things and move things. I gave you like
They
That was a
betrayed my
mistake.
trust.
yeah,
This makes
I
me
made a
mad.
mistake, and then I'm like, yeah, we're never doing that again.
You'll have to live with this mistake for the rest of your life.
I don't do these things intentionally. Chaos just surrounds me.
Likely
True.
story.
Like us.
Exactly. You're here of your own free will. You know what's gonna happen.
Okay. So, after you guys have
Oh,
talked
there we
with
are.
this dwarf and yeah, I've been working on it. I've been getting you all. It's okay. After you've been talking with this dwarf, he leads you out and to a very narrow staircase that is basically the back. A building exploded on your end. Of course it did.
It looked like it exploding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one that's burning. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. It's very narrow, and if you hadn't had it pointed out to you, you would never have found this particular staircase. It is incredibly narrow. There's only room for one person at a time to go down it. He tells you that this is the secret way for like the dwarves to come in and out of the barracks to rest. That you're welcome to use it, but just to be aware that you want to make sure there's no orcs or anything else that sees you using it. But that it will take you down into the city where you can, help the dwarves that you find there. The first part of the city is going to be in rough shape due to the fact that the orc horde has already basically moved through that area and has attacked and done a lot of damage. He does let you know that he is staying in the dwarf barracks, and that he is working using the dwarven signals that they have to try to let other dwarves that are at like there's different walls that portion off the city. He's trying to let those dwarves know that the champion of Moradin is coming with companions.
God fucking damn it.
Susan nods and goes, I assume if we come across any dwarves that act hostile, they just need to get one look at that. And she gestures at the mace that Vulcan is holding, and they'll know that we're on your side.
Absolutely, lassie.
Excellent.
Okay. So as you descend, you can see that a lot of these buildings here, I'll admit this was a quick build for me last night. A lot of these buildings are absolutely ruined and decimated. You can see fire has just gutted them. Every once in a while you'll see an orc body or a dwarf body that's been burned almost beyond recognition. The only way you can tell the difference between the two is just the size of the corpse that's left. There's a few buildings still standing, but you can see that they're pretty beat up as well. This portion of the city has a heavy, acrid smoke smell to it as you descend in through like these black billowing clouds of smoke that are just choking the upper levels of this open rift that this city is built into.
Susan kind of frowns while walking by some of these destroyed buildings and goes, such a shame. This looks like what could have been such a nice town.
Out of character. A couple of us are ghosts, and a couple of us aren't ghosts, namely Mel and Vulcan.
I'm my ghost.
See, I'm inside you right now.
Whoa.
You're a ghost.
Whoa. Easy.
Rav,
Oh,
there's a time and place.
that is because technically I had to set a bunch of things to generic
Hey. Whoa.
rather than
Uncalled
minis.
for.
That's actually why you can see everything, is because everything is generic instead of mini right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I switched the properties of everything on the board right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty smart little
That's
fix
pretty
there.
nifty.
Anyways, Anyways, Lord was like visibly uncomfortable with this place. It's like because it's like the smells
destruction.
unnatural. The there's all the broken constructions. Not to mention she's not way outside of her element, considering that she is a coastal druid and not an underground cave druid. Which there are such things.
Yeah.
Vanilla is going to fly up on top of the buildings and just sort of go from like was thing tap.
Susan whispers like to medium volume, "Careful not to get spotted."
If I do, you'll hear me scream.
Okay. As you fly up, you can. The higher you go, you realize that it's actually pretty hard to see anything from any height, just because of how the smoke is filling the area. At the top, like you can see, like even when you're at the top of like the buildings, you can see like the black wisps of the smoke are starting to obscure your vantage point and make it harder to see further along. You can see in the you can see in the distance, like if you're on like top of the buildings, you can see like the licking red flames like further in the distance, where like the smoke is actively billowing off. The buildings that are up close right now, you can see like there's a few of them are still smoldering, but for the most part, this current area looks abandoned.
All right, yeah, I fly back down and I go.
Can't see anything from up there. It's too smoky.
Beltol just smirks. For once, those wings haven't helped out, are not that useful.
Susan
There's him
Susan
up there
looks
now.
Susan looks at Fanula. Take a swig of your water there, Han.
She does that.
And best stay low for now. Smoke does rise. Hopefully there is a means for it to ventilate. Otherwise, things are going to get worse real quick. And we're going to have troubles with breathing here.
Susan nods. Do we have a spare cloth to make handkerchiefs? We might need to make ourselves scarves to breathe through soon.
Yeah. Are we going to need to make Constitution saving throws to breathe?
Not right now, no.
Not right now. Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, I have the costumes that I can't see myself wearing at any point soon. It's kind of hard to disguise a fucking owl. So if we need to tie or make some sort of makeshift smoke guard, I have those.
Yeah, she has everything
Wait, you
except
offering to burn
for
your
fabric.
costumes? What?
Basically,
burn-
like
Not burn the costumes, but give rip it so that we have linen to breathe through.
filter out some of the smoke.
Is there any
Susan's got everything but
specific
linen.
should be going, or just
Yes.
You
Beltol surged to be with you at the front, but not really pushing to get ahead.
yeah, Voken's just sort of moving forwards because he's sure the mace wants him to move forwards.
Oh yeah, the mace is going, "What are you doing standing around here?
Which way do you want me to go?
Towards the fight, you daft billion."
I'm gonna enjoy this thing so much. It's a shame Susan can't hear this.
Oh, we hear the other end of it.
Yeah, we
Vulcan's
hear
just
half of it.
As
muttering
we cross
and
this
inching.
block, Beltol does point toward the statue, which I'm presuming is the god of this, the god in this mace.
Yeah, that is. We're gonna say that's Morden.
Vulcan
Belzel imitates the word
moving towards
Morden, pointing
Vulcan,
at it, and then points at your
Vulcan,
face, Morden.
Vulcan unconsciously starts moving towards it.
Susan hears the word Morden, goes, "Wait, what?" And just kind of like comes running over like with a lot of enthusiasm. She wants
Okay,
to
so
see the god that's driving the Dragonborn crazy.
Is this a weight
Yeah.
thing?
yeah, no. So as you get there, you can see that the statue has been at least partially desecrated. It has
Oh
it has red paint on it, and like the orcs have, you can see that the orcs have like written different things on it and tried to break it. Fortunately, it's dwarven made and they just didn't quite have the strength to do it. It's got a few chips and scuffs in it, but you can see that they like tried to paint like tried to paint the orcish god over Mordrin's face.
Good.
and try to graffiti orc rule dwarf suck.
Orcs rules.
Good.
You might be
Dwarf
saying
sucks.
good. The mace is like, you should fix it.
Excuse me.
You should fix it.
I'm kind of in the middle of something right now.
Fix it.
Susan kind of looks up at the statue and kind of looks to Veltul just to confirm that is Warren. Then
Belzel gives a nod.
then she nods over to the Dragonborn, saying plenty loud enough for the hammer to hear. You look pretty good there, Morden. It's a shame that they've desecrated your visage.
Okay, so Vulcan, as she says you look pretty good, you can just feel the mace kind of wanting to give her a crack on the head. But like when she says
We
it's
agree on something.
when she says it's a shame they vandalize it, it kind of passes. He's like, and you can hear the voice being like, just sit.
His arm just sort of raises up in Susan's direction, but then slowly lower.
Get him.
It wants me to fix it.
How about we make sure that it's safe first, then we shall.
You tell the mace that.
Unfortunately, I do not believe I can. She tilts her head to a side, kind of looking at the mace, trying to figure out whether or not Morgan can even hear her words.
The mace is like, look, I know that a lot of you know how to bloody well clean up things. I watched the stupid tabaxi give you a bath.
I didn't agree to the bath, but it happened anyways.
Oh, you don't want the tabaxi to give you a bath? That said, though, we do have prestidigitation. Why don't you give it a shot on the statue?
That's
Susan-
literally, yeah. That's the mace is like, I know the fucking cat can clean it. Just bloody well fix it.
Susan
I
kinda
look
looks-
I look at
oh.
Susan. I'm like, please go clean the statue.
You watch my back, I'll clean the statue. How about that?
I want to say Belto leans kind of back, hearing the word "please," just looking like eyes wide as he says "please."
He's
That
saying
is
please.
genuinely the first time I think we've heard you say "please."
He says
Yeah.
please very, very, very
Aggressively.
Begrudgingly.
yeah, begrudgingly. Like he really hates saying that word to you.
But please. He's
Yeah.
being mistake trying to say it.
It's like
Susan,
black speech to him.
1 sec. I need to do a what is it, Shinona, for 5e to do the equivalent of a spot check?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception? Okay.
Mhm.
1 second. I accidentally held Control 1 instead of Shift 1.
Someone's got the board selected, or did I select it?
Susan's looking for danger as she approaches the statue. And it's a crappy roll.
As you're walking up to it, you you just notice that like there's parts of masonry that have tumbled down off of the ruined buildings, and there's just standard orcish refuse from them moving through and looting and burning and killing, but you don't see any imminent danger.
Susan keeps approaching and she starts climbing up onto the base. She has a climb speed, so I'm assuming she just automatically succeeds.
Oh yeah, you can get up onto that pretty easily. No issue there.
Well, there's another well over here. We gotta check that for another weapon.
For another weapon.
Wait, well?
There's a well in the very far corner of the board.
Oh, there. We'll get to it later.
Okay, so as you get closer, Susan, you can tell that the orcs have absolutely desecrated this statue. Like as you get closer, you can tell it's not just paint. It looks like it has been coated in blood and body offal. Like just the spoils of war have been like thrown at this statue in mockery.
Ah, please clean it. It won't shut up.
Susan eyes the sheer size of the statue, bites her lower lip, then says, ask Moradin if he would take any insult to me having to throw a grappling hook around his head to get up there.
Um,
I ask the mace that.
the mace just like a grappling hook. The fucking cat.
Do you want me to repeat that?
Yes.
Grappling hook, you're a fucking cat.
Yes, I'm a cat, not a spider.
You have a climb, you daft lass.
No climb speed would allow a tabaxi to scale that.
Yeah, it would.
Athletics check.
No, it would be an acrobatics probably.
Wouldn't it be too smooth for a surface to climb? I know that like she can't climb up walls, she can't climb up vertical surfaces that don't
But
have
this isn't
holds.
vertical. This isn't vertical.
Also, what looks the model is smooth. I'm pretty sure the actual statue would have.
Yeah,
like,
the actual
grooves and such.
statue would have. There'd be chips and holds
stuff to
and
grab onto.
and like the part of it's
It's
if you
been
get up
severely desecrated, so there's
yeah,
definitely stuff to grab onto.
like
Okay.
it's not smooth. Like
It was once, but that's definitely not now.
Well, even then, it wouldn't be. It would have like already
Alright.
like designs of the armor, so there would be like stuff.
yeah,
fitting
like
it.
there's you literally if you get once you get close and you like look at it, you can actually see there's like the orc or the dwarven deco style like carved into it. So like there's like square holds on a lot of it where you can like, okay, I can actually climb this pretty easily.
Plus, presumably, it would have some footholds to climb and clean it, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Susan gestures for Fanula to come over and sets her backpack down with a bit of a heave onto the ground so that she can climb easier. Make sure the Dragonborn doesn't take anything, and then walks over to the statue and she starts casting Prestidigitation on the statue, working her way bottom up slowly, bit by bit.
We should look inside that backpack to make sure there's things in it. That they're okay, I mean.
Lord bonks with her stick. No stealing.
Okay, as it takes you, I mean, for this, we're gonna say that as you start cleaning it, you notice that the statue itself cleans really easily, as if basically you doing this is helping restore Moradin's power in Starfall itself. And as you're going, after about 15 minutes, you notice that the tone of the statue is starting to change. It goes from that awful kind of gray color with the sickly stuff and you're starting to see that there's actually it's stone, but it's been coated in a metal.
Susan gawks at this as she climbs, and uh, she has to take her time doing this to make sure that she doesn't slip. Let me know if I need to do an acrobatics check at any point.
Nope, you're good.
And as she goes along and keeps casting prestidigitation to clean 3-foot wide gaps each step of the way, she occasionally looks down to see the irritated Dragonborn just to see if he seems to be in more of a discussion with the or with the mace at any point.
Beltal is just going to be muttering hymns of cleansing, just like trying to help just clean this air of all the dead souls.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you're and you eventually you get to the very top of it, and you know you're hanging on to the
His
handle.
arm.
Yeah, you're hanging on to the handle of the sword, and you reach up and you're cleaning the very top of it, and as you do that, it the hilt or the pommel of the sword, you actually realize that that had a diamond in it, and as you finally clean that off, it appears to radiate bright light, and the statue starts glowing almost a gold color, and you can actually feel the air start lifting and feeling easier to breathe.
Susan looks down at the statue, kind of does a bit of a gawk over at Vulcan, then puts her hand on her chest as she can heaves a breath of air. And then as she slowly starts to scale her way down, you can see her muttering to her amulet.
So for the rest of the day, the entire party is getting a +1 to any oh bugger. Give me a second. I gotta figure out what this is actually called. My brain is doing a dumb
thing. Wow.
A
Shut up.
boon?
You are getting a +1 to any ability that you like.
Like,
I
is this
assume
an
this is
ability score?
temporary.
Oh, like just for
Yes.
the day.
For the rest of the day.
Okay.
Is it even numbers it ranks up by 1 or odd numbers it ranks
Evens.
Even.
up? Okay, so if I go up to 18, it goes +4 then, so it's probably
Yeah.
strength. So
And 1
Beltal's
second.
going with strength. Also, I found the goose.
I'm
Wait,
sorry, what?
And no one even noticed you writing it. Wow.
I saw you writing something, but
Do I
oh.
hear the cry of him? Do I hear the cry of the goose? Am I compelled to speak with him again?
Why is there a goose?
The Easter egg.
Oh, I didn't even see it there.
Easter egg prevails.
I thought you were talking about me.
You're an
Mean.
owl, not a goose.
No, you're not in danger. It wouldn't really matter.
Well, I'm a fellow feathered friend.
Hello, you.
You can hear as you guys come close, you can and the statue comes clean, you can hear a little honking. Honk, honk.
Bell, do I recognize it? Is it the same one?
Do an insight check.
Inside, do I have? Oh wow, I got bonus on that. Where is my thing? What? No! It was
I
almost
mean-
a 20.
Oof.
Oof. You have no idea. You're like, huh, a goose survived. Interesting.
I do go up and commune with the goose, though. Seeing as the other one was quite informative in
Huh.
hindsight.
So yeah, if you get 1 point in an ability score, it does
It's-
nothing if it's an odd number, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of my scores are even numbers. It does nothing for me.
You get nothing. You
I get
lose.
absolutely nothing.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
I guess when Susan climbs down, she looks a little bit more elegant than before. That's the most she'll get out of it. Is a speck more of charisma.
The turtle is a little bit more stronger. I put up like one point into strength.
I put mine strength as well.
Also,
mine was a-
Shinona,
I put mine in wisdom.
in case you need to know what I said to the amulet, it's in private.
Thank you.
I put my point into my wisdom.
Sorry, is this
Well-
a permanent point or just for a temporary thing?
It's a
It's
temporary.
temporary.
I will put it into dexterity.
Beltol does try to commune with the goose. I've spoken with him in the past.
Oh no, I'm not laughing at you communing with him.
I'm not even sure if you guys are watching, seeing as you're
I am
paying attention to
watching.
that.
The good indication is the number of hands floating around your face.
Yeah, everyone's
What are-
looking at this.
Lordla
Vo-
comes up,
Voken's probably
joins.
having to actually focus on this task purely because the mace won't let him focus on that.
Yeah, how fast are you doing this? Are you doing this while Susan's climbing down or after she's climbed down?
I guess while climbing down.
Yeah.
Okay, then
so-
Susan's preoccupied at the moment then.
I think Shinona is either figuring out something or busy.
Sorry. So yeah, as you're attempting to commune with the goose sees you all starting to crowd around him and he starts hissing at you.
Lordla will calm the goose down, with a handle animal check. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
I will assist
You are
Lordla by playing very sweet melody for the goose.
Susan's looking around while she's
Basically,
climbed
to
down from the
say something,
statue.
you
Where
go
did
honk,
everybody
honk,
go?
honk, honk.
Goose here. Everyone's interested.
Well, Susan's climbing down from the statue, realizing that all the party but Vulcan walked away, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, Lordla is a druid, so of course she'd have one involvement in. Anyway, it's 15.
Okay. So the goose stops hissing, flaps its wings a little bit, and looks at you sideways, and then looks at like the Kratoa and the owlin. Really looking at the owlin because that's a predatory bird.
Belto turns
Not
and
the
looks
kind of predator.
at the owl and hisses.
Alan flaps away. Don't want to make the goose angrier.
I
Honk.
didn't know we were playing the Angry Goose game.
I believe it's called the Terrible Goose Game, actually.
Or the Untitled Goose Project.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the Untitled Goose Project.
Untitled Goose Game. Yep.
Untitled.
Don't
I
forget the Among Us goose game too. That's even more popular.
Among Goose.
wait. There's an Among Us Goose Game now.
Yeah.
It's
De-
better than the original Among Us.
isn't it just
Among Goose.
Among
isn't it
Goose.
just
Among
called,
Goose.
isn't it just called Duck Goose?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I played it with a few friends. It's really fun.
Anyways, what words of wisdom does the goose share?
Honk.
The goose looks at you and goes, "Orcs smell bad."
Orcs smell
Beltol
bad.
nods and leaves some snacks behind too. A little bit of water and food behind.
Get bread.
Oh, well, actually, I probably can't eat bread, so I leave whatever the equivalent I can eat.
Stay safe, little goose. When we are done here, we'll take you to some to a nice lake But you can swim without.
The goose
But-
looks at you and gives ruffles his wings and does like the little happy bird dance shake where it's like, that sounds nice.
By this point, Susan's probably getting down from the bottom of the statue, and she looks to Vulcan. Where did everybody go?
Don't even ask. Don't even ask.
No, I think Vulcan's response is like, "You're damn sure you cleaned it. Make sure you cleaned it over there. Did you miss a spot?"
I mean, the fact that you guys all feel stronger and easier to breathe, yeah, you realize that yes, okay, this is part of why, you know, the Morden was clean the fucking statue.
You happy now?
And get bread.
Yes, Gippy.
Bread's not good for
Yeah,
herbs.
why are you trying to kill our goose friend? Don't make him sick.
Susan looks to Vulcan. I'm guessing the air is Morden's doing. Thank you, Morden.
Vulcan grumble.
Yeah, Vulcan just grumbles.
Beltol just shares a prayer in someone else's voice again, a different one than before. And off we go again.
So as you keep going, you are starting to get into areas like these buildings. I'll admit these buildings are all supposed to be absolutely consumed in fire. I just didn't want to tax everything that hard.
Building.
There's just I just put one
assume
on
this
fire.
One fireball is
they're
everywhere.
Yeah, so they're all like raging on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all absolutely on fire. And you can feel the heat coming off of them and like
Susan's pulling her tail in and holding it to her chest closely.
these fortunately this isn't like blasting out, but like you can tell that, you know, if there was anyone in these buildings, they're gone already.
So
I mean,
much
oh no, that's terrible.
So much on fire, and I don't think I have the magical energy to put it all out. Not without possibly starting on fire again.
Susan glances around and looks to Lordla. Well, if you can find me a really large source of water, I can probably help.
Can we roll perception to see that well from here as we're discussing it? Also,
There's buildings in the way.
There's buildings in the way. There's no way you'd see it.
all right. And as we mentioned earlier, there's a anvil here, guys. We can't let the mace near it, otherwise we have to take it.
Vulcan immediately like consumes all of his carry weight within the first like 5 minutes.
Where's the anvil?
Over here.
Over here.
You can't see it yet. There's buildings in the way.
Oh, but the mace is surely leading me somewhere.
Well, continue forward. There must be orcs to slay.
The one thing that you would have noticed, Vulcan, because you could read the map easily enough. Like you could tell certain things were denoting where wells were. So you would kind of have an idea that there's supposed to be a well in the area.
Okay, so Vulcan's aware there is a well somewhere nearby, but he doesn't actually have access to the map right now because Susan took it.
Yes, but he's read it.
That said, you do absolutely you feel a bit of a tug to your right as you're heading.
My right? Oh, okay. So
Yeah, because you're towards the fire. Yeah.
Okay.
Susan kind of glances up. Is it safe for us to walk under the burning sky bridge?
Well, I already did.
Just be
Janona
be
rolls
cautious.
dice every time.
Vulcan makes his way towards the. Sorry, you said I'm. I feel it tugging me towards.
It's kind of It's actually tugging you. You're pretty sure it's trying to get you to the well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Seeing that I'm the only one who's actually paused for this, I'm assuming the sky bridge doesn't look super sketchy, like it's like burning like crazy and
It's
ready to fall.
it is definitely burning, but if you go quickly, yeah.
Susan makes a full dash to run under it. Then she's terrified of it falling on her.
See, look, well, I totally knew it was there.
Well, well, well.
Susan follows along behind the Dragonborn until she spots the well. Oh, well, this might do. She walks up to the well, and you can see that she starts waving her hands around over the water. And I gotta consult my sheet again. I don't want to give you the wrong amount. Yeah. Slowly but surely, 5 cubic feet of water slowly levitate right out of the well, and she just starts walking, carrying this giant bubble of water with her.
Okay.
And she just simply goes towards the nearest flames and starts chucking it at it. And as soon as it hits the flame, she goes back and goes for another one.
Okay, so that would be this one is this building is the closest one.
Okay, the water has a movement speed of I can reach up to 30 feet, and its movement speed is flow of 5 feet per turn. So it moves pretty slow.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Lordla is chanting, waving her staff around, and the smog is starting to look more like rain as she's casting create water to create. So with it, she can create rain of a 30-foot cube rain with 30-foot cube within range to extinguish exposed flames in the area.
Okay. So as you do that, basically a rain cloud forms over basically that entire building, because that's going to be about a 30-foot cube, roughly total size. And between both you and Susan, the flames are extinguished, and you can see that this one, it's been damaged. It's going to take a lot of work to bring it back, but at this point, like you can still see most of the structure, and it'll be faster and easier to recover at least that building. From what you can tell, it kind of looks like an inn or a pub of some sort. Of course, you'd say the inn or pub.
I just stare at the mace. Please tell me you didn't have me come all this way just so you can clean off a fucking pub.
The mace looks to. I just heard her wanting water.
Of course.
Beltel takes the chance of looking down the well, though, seeing as what happened before.
Good idea. Meanwhile, Susan just keeps grabbing orbs of water and tries to extinguish the buildings that are on fire, because if nothing else, them smoking up the place like crazy is going to at least help us.
Laughing at Rav trying to get his.
There you go. I'm looking down it.
So as you look down, you can just see it's a really long, dark well. You can't see anything at the bottom of it.
Lordla
I give up immediately.
And meanwhile, Lordla uses up another spell slot to put out this building.
Okay,
You sure you want to keep consuming your slots, Mel?
There's a pub right here that we could totally rest in.
Okay, so as you
stairs.
As you do that, the fire does go out on that building as well. This one's was a little bit more involved. Like it's clear that they were burning from where you started to where you're going. But it too is saved, and I'm not going to try to fight to actually get the bloody effect turned off in there, because it's going to be a goddamn nightmare to have to move the building and all of that. But yeah, so it comes off. This one actually, also because it's a little bit smaller, you actually manage to get some of the building beside it as well with your cloud.
Yeah, and although it takes a little while, Susan can just keep pushing these 5-foot cube or 15-foot, 5 or 15, 5-foot cubes of water one at a time into the buildings and just extinguish anywhere that she sees any glowing embers or fire.
Okay, I'm gonna do this so that I know which ones are saved.
out.
So it's gonna be that one, and after a little bit of work, that one have all been saved at this point.
As you guys are attending water, Belto does imitate the dwarf from earlier, mentioning the forges explode with the dousing of water, like gesturing toward where the forges would be.
Susan nods. Yeah, let's not try to put those out, but I doubt these are the forges. Dwarves are known
She
for
shakes
making.
his head and points, like time to go.
There's
Forges.
pressing matters than putting
Yes.
these fires out.
True enough. Susan nods. Lead on then. She's looking at the Dragonborn.
So the mace is like, oh good, we're going again. And you keep going off towards, you can actually hear in the distance now as you're walking through this area, you can actually start to hear shouts and cries of battle as you're coming up on basically what would be a separating wall to help with the defense of the city if something were to try to overrun it. So you know you're coming up on a very tall stonework wall that is separating this portion of the city from the next. And that is where we're going to leave off.
Okay.
Because I need to build another fucking map.
Susan's been trying to figure out from the blasted Dragonborn if whether or not these buildings should be, extinguished. The Dragonborn's just standing there, and of course, Morden is just going, "Why are they staying around putting up houses? Because she thought that's what you wanted."
Because she thought that's what you would want. Well, obviously not right now.
Well, Lorla's doing it just to reduce the smoke as well.
Ironically, you're making a bit more smoke though too by putting them out.
Actually, it would be a different type of smoke. It would be steam-based smoke, which is a little different.
Well, Ember's still caught up. Anyways, yeah.
Point is, less carbon in the air.
Also, that poor goose has been left behind, so the goose has been ignored.
It's not forgotten. Don't think Beltos are gonna get your promise, Lordra.
Not forgotten.
I highlighted out my notes, Lord.
I'll come back for the goose, and hopefully our goose will not be cooked.
God damn it, I was actually about to say something along those lines.
Oh, the Mel who doesn't like puns unless they come from her herself.
So I hope you enjoyed that. I know there wasn't a lot of fighting and
no, we got a lot of role playing done, which is hilarious.
That was funny.
The goose.
Yeah, so you're gonna get more roleplay from me now because there's a frickin' mace talking to me 24/7.
Yup.
Macy.
Yeah,
and I wrote down in my notes the mace's name so that I don't keep forgetting.
Pretty sure Morden would not take well to being nicknamed Macy.
Pretty sure not.
Just like I wouldn't take well to being called Skippy.
You'll get over it, lad.
Snake eyes.
You kind of like somehow subconsciously feel like something's patting your head and going like, aren't you a cute wee Skippy thing?
Grumble, 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 hiss.
Yeah, you guys don't want to know what's happening with this goose. I love it. I love how you guys are interacting with the goose.
I'm sad I didn't get a high enough thing to realize whether or not it was the same one or not. Because like I've got to hope like, ooh,
let me guess,
maybe
the
it's
goose.
something going on.
I mean,
Yes,
if
this
I
is-
had time, I could have ritually. If I had 10 minutes, I could have ritually cast speak with animals to actually properly talk with it.
the goose is the dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
If the goose is the dragon, then the dragon has already escaped.
You guys realize I'm gonna be putting some of this shit on my TikTok. I'm like, you won't believe what these guys are doing.
It's-
I get that we're in rooms that are on fire and there's a time sensitive issue, but look at the goose! Oh my god!
Yeah,
And-
red
and-
herring
Climbing
goose.
down a tower dangerously. Oh, look at the goose, guys! It's so pretty, goose.
I'm sure that this is a red herring goose, and then Shinoda's just gonna eventually turn into something if we just keep making such a big deal over it.
Some of the best content for games is usually turned from stuff like that.
Yeah, Mel and I's other weekly game. My character got drunk and it turned into quite the adventure for all us.
I also and my wizard was also in a struggle with arm wrestling their wizard.
Oh yeah, you won though. It's just like, oh yes, the orc barbarian versus our 8 strength character. Oh boy, and you fucking won.
They rolled a 1.
That's beautiful. I love it. Okay. So next game is going to be on the 19th, if we're good for that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
should be good.
19th.
Should be good.
I think so, yep.
Fantastic. I am looking forward to it.
You also picked
Wait.
up a little bit of a Scottish accent there.
I
Well,
was
Do you know how much Scottish I've been having to do with this bloody fucking mace?
Just send me the command word in, like through text, and I'm gonna start practicing.
Okay. Will do.
Banger.
Banger.
okay.
Banger.
You're starting going Australian there.
Banger.
Bang and mash.
Why banga?
Yeah, bang and mash. That's right. Bang and mash.
It's banger and mash, which basically means sausage and mash.
Yep.
Salt to the alternatives, neeps and tatties. Turnips and potatoes.
Yeah. I got yelled at too many times for using the Australian accent, so I very naturally do not just flow to it unless it's an accidental switch to it.
People got mad at you for it?
Yeah, Phoebe.
Oh. Eh. It's just an accent.
And yeah, I'm like, it's just an accent and I really can't help it. It's not
Goes in
something
and out, yeah.
like
If you're
it's-
around somebody who has an accent, it's very common to start speaking in that accent. There's no
Actually,
religious kind of-
it's not. Do you know when it is common though? When you have ADHD.
I'm gonna end my recording here. Bye, everybody's.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you for watching and suffering along with us. I hope you had fun.